Hey, Mr. Smith, how are you doing? Gary Grun back from NBC News here. Is an indictment coming soon, sir? Is an investigation wrapping up, sir?
Excuse us. Oh, you're good.
Anything you'd like to say, Mr. Smith?
With new developments in one of the many investigations facing former President Trump, federal prosecutors have informed Donald Trump's legal team that he is indeed a target in Special Counsel Jack Smith's classified documents investigation.
I witnessed a lot of misconduct.
What did that look like?
So it's been reported, I went before the grand jury myself. I was not subpoenaed. I went in voluntarily as in the place of a custodian of records. And I was really stunned by what I saw in the grand jury room by the conduct of the prosecutors. They made many attempts to try to get at privileged communications. They would ask me about conversations with my client. They would make improper references to the jury, trying to mislead them about that. At one point, it got to the level where, they're asking me this again, and then they'll turn to the grand jury and they say, so you're refusing to provide this information. Like, no, I'm not refusing to provide. The ethical rules prohibit me. Even if the answer to this question is helpful, I'm not allowed to give it.
Welcome back. Special Counsel Jack Smith's investigators are leaking like crazy to inflict maximum damage on former President Trump, of course. Your thoughts on the latest leak?
Look, these people leak all the time. They're trying to leak because they really don't have anything on the president. We have to be quite clear that Jack Smith is very political. He's very partisan. He hates Donald Trump. He's got a long history with trying to get Trump. I was the presidential envoy for Kosovo-Serbia negotiations, and I've talked about this issue before, where Jack Smith came after the then president of Kosovo because he was trying to negotiate a deal in the Oval Office with Donald Trump. This is a man who has manipulated investigations. Jack Smith, when he was at The Hague, he indicted and then had arrested the president of Kosovo. This is a guy who will stop at nothing to manipulate the situation in order to get what he wants politically.
She tried saying, well, the privilege has exceptions. It could be waived, yes. Well, if the president's so cooperative, why won't he waive privilege and allow you to tell the grand jury about his conversations?
Why does that cross a legal red line?
That crosses a major red line as far as implying guilt to a jury based on the invocation of a constitutional right. It's the kind of thing that if that had happened in a trial court, the judge would have immediately stopped everything, probably declared a mistrial. And it's the kind of thing that, quite frankly, a prosecuting attorney who willfully does that type of thing would potentially face discipline. And I think that they probably will when this case comes out.
Yeah, so this is a really interesting wrinkle. Everything had been happening in D.C., but now it looks like Florida has become a new locus of this investigation. Prosecutors are going to have to make a very important decision here, which is where do they charge the case? You have to charge the case where at least some portion of the crime was committed. Now we're seeing action in Florida. It could be that they're considering indicting some of the maybe lesser players in Florida, other players in D.C. It's so important, though, because you're looking at very different jury pools. Donald Trump, politically, very, very unpopular in D.C. He got just over 5% of the vote in D.C. in 2020. 95% or so of the voters went against him. Of course, he won Florida. Prosecutors are not supposed to be thinking about this, by the way. So if they're playing it by the book, Florida is really where more of the action happened. But if they're thinking strategically, prosecutors do sometimes, then D.C. is where they're going to look.
Excuse us. Oh, you're good.
Anything you'd like to say, Mr. Smith?
And remember, Special Counsel Jack Smith isn't acting at all politically.